This program is brought to you by Cbus, making hard work pay off. Don't worry, it's Wattle. Master Builders Insurance Brokers, your industry specialists. Oh, what a feeling. Chat to Chatswood Toyota. Standards Australia. Imagine a world without standards. And Florence Magazine. Constructing a new perspective.
What you're about to witness is some of the most spectacular homes that have been produced in this country in the last year.
So get comfy, grab the popcorn.
Well, thank you.
And prepare to be dazzled.
First we thought of it as a beach house, now we just want to live here all the time.
I would do another house in a heartbeat, which is quite surprising.
You have the incorporated keg room and a beer tap. Great idea, though.
We've got over 28 different types of natural stone.
All these master builder homes are vying for the coveted 2022 awards.
Discover their secrets, the challenges, and the jaw-dropping results.
Because it's one thing to design these homes, it's another thing to bring them to life.
In today's show, I visit a house that is like a ship in a bottle. Welcome aboard. Another home that feels more like a piece of art.
Pretty much everything's unique.
We visit a house that is literally built into the rock.
It looks like it comes out of the rock.
And a house where every setback was made into a stunning feature.
All this rock fell away, and we have a house now that cantilevers over a cliff face.
But first, Lennox Head is a superb surfing beach and seaside village on the far north coast between Ballina and Byron Bay. In recent times, Lennox Head has evolved from a sleepy holiday destination into a popular chic holiday resort town known for its excellent restaurants and its modern homes on the beachfront. The builder says this home was like building a ship in a bottle. So, welcome aboard. Lennox Head's local building company, Foley Construction, has been serving the Ballina and Byron Shire for nearly 20 years and specialises in high-end construction. Its motto is to treat every home build like it's their own, and pleasing the client is their #1 priority, no matter how particular they may be. Overlooking the ocean, the Boardwalk House is a super durable home built to withstand the extreme environment with little ongoing maintenance. But the owner had very specific views on how her house should look. I'm here with Dave Foley, the man behind Foley Construction and the man behind this magnificent house. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
The location of this property is clearly spectacular, but I'm sure you needed to make it quite durable for the harsh Aussie conditions. How did you achieve that?
Use of materials mainly. We do a lot of work really close to the ocean, so you need to really be careful about the materials that you use when you're building that close.
What's the Japanese wood?
The shosugi barn, you get a timber, which quite often isn't durable even, and you burn it, put a flamethrower over it, and char it. It forms a protective coating over the timber and gives it amazing durability, and it also looks beautiful.
This house was built on the last available block overlooking the beach, and because of that, it was surrounded by other houses, which meant access was very tricky. Now, Dave, you have described this build like building a ship in a bottle. What do you mean by that?
What you can't see from here is that the main access is one very kind of narrow driveway. Everything had to be moved down that driveway. We couldn't crane anything over or in or on top of.
How much did you utilise the boardwalk to actually get materials in here?
Well, we had to use it, like I say, because we had such a narrow access from the back here. Sometimes it was more convenient to come down from up at the point and carry things down, which literally we just had to carry it down by hand, build a scaffold up over the front of the wall. During the course of the build, I obviously got to know Sharon more and more. Sharon was really hands-on with the build, and she was really the driving force behind a lot of the interior design and the finishes and a lot of the fixtures.
Which really sets it apart.
We worked well together, and as difficult as it is to build a home in this location and this type of construction, we got through it really well, and we're both really happy with the end result.
Let's talk about inside the house. You've only used American Walnut. Why was that?
Material-wise, you know, minimising the pallets, obviously, I reckon, a good thing. But the actual choice of the timber was definitely the client. American Walnut is kind of really hard to get, really hard to source in long lengths. It came over in a couple of big packs, and every piece was machined locally then and used for every single aspect inside.
The kitchen, it's won some awards.
Brett from Wood Rabbit, he does all my joinery, and Sharon set him a particular hard task with the design there. There's 1,000 little pieces in that kitchen that had to be put together sort of on site pretty meticulously. Worked out well, yeah.
Would you say this is the perfect build?
No build's the perfect build.
Because I've actually found a little error. Did see a bit of a nail sticking out here.
Oh, that. Look, we could have removed it. What I call it is a term called wabi-sabi, right, which is like a Japanese term, and loosely translated could mean rustic or imperfection.
I actually love it. Yeah. I love the character that it brings and the story that it holds. Dave, we've heard a lot about Sharon, but did Matt have any requests?
To be honest, Matt did have two important things that he really was, he thought were really passionate about for the design of the house. One was beer. The other one was that Matt was interested in sort of building an air conditioner with beds in it.
Okay, so tell me about this air conditioning system.
So that's where the challenge was with designs like this, with flat roofs and very tight ceiling spaces and whatnot. It's really hard to get ducting in for a house this size. So we actually used a company from Melbourne to do what we called a micro-ducted system, and we managed to fit like a full ducted system into very tight spaces here. And then we also have got a big room for the condensers for the head units in the basement.
Well, Dave, I am very keen to go take a look around. Will you be my tour guide?
Absolutely.
Let's go check out the man cave.
Yes, looking forward to it.
The infamous man cave. What? This is huge. I don't think I've ever seen a tidier, more minimalist garage.
Well, it certainly is tidy, that's for sure. Clean, eat your dinner off the floor kind of stuff.
It is sparkling.
Yeah, yeah. So here it is.
Wow. I mean, every good keg room needs a treadmill.
You're probably right.
Run off those beers.
This area turned out to be too small for Matt's other passion, air conditioning. So, you know, we moved the keg room downstairs where it could be bigger, and then we moved the air conditioning across the hall.
All right, we've seen Matt's favourite area. What's Sharon's favourite room?
You know, I'd have to say I think she was really chuffed with the ensuite in the master bedroom.
I would love to see it.
Yeah, come have a look.
Okay, this really puts the master in master bedroom. My goodness. What is this, 180 views, pretty much? The ensuite.
The ensuite, yeah. You know, Sharon put a lot of time into the fixtures and fittings in here as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, really made it special, especially with the kind of walnut features over the spa bath, you know, the joinery. Sharon had Monique from Surface Society sort of jump on board with the tiles, and they sort of managed to match it up with this kind of amazing marble finger mosaic.
But let's talk about the elephant in the room. The spa bath. My goodness, get me the bubble bath ASAP. What a view.
Oh, it's amazing, I know. Really is. Certainly a big feature of the bathroom on the whole, isn't it? Yeah.
very luxurious. It works for me, so if you could just see yourself out, that would be great.
Oh, yeah, sure.
This is a superb example of a concrete house that still feels warm and inviting. The use of Japanese techniques gives this home real character. And the use of one timber inside provides a unity and warmth. Every little detail has been thought through and executed to the highest calibre, a testament to both the owner and the builder. When you imagine a luxury house, what do you think of? Quilted leather coverings, marble ceilings, gold leaf tiles, Italian bronze windows, 30-metre hallway. This house has all of that and so much more.
Our next home is in the running for a Master Builders Award. It's located in North Sydney with views over Sydney Harbour. This property is lavish to the point of pure extravagance.
Am I even in Australia anymore? I feel like I'm on the set of a Baz Luhrmann film.
Luigi, how are you, buddy?
How are you, Tim? Welcome to the Marble House.
Thanks, mate. Can we have a look around?
Let's go for a walk.
This opulent North Shore residence is a fine example of Luigi's workmanship. It features 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, a beautiful internal atrium, and multiple living spaces. When it comes to high-end luxury, no expense has been spared. Thanks for having me in a wonderful home. Tell me about the brief. Must have been a ripper.
The clients really wanted a light-filled house that was modern with a classic twist. The interior designer, Greg Natali, was saying that he took a lot of inspiration for like 1930s Italian houses that had stone, that had cornices. That's when it sort of started to come in. And I think that's why a lot of the elements in this house are derived from those findings.
Yeah. And what did they want from the house?
I think they just wanted a space that was going to be relaxing yet sort of artistic. They didn't want a clean, like minimalistic sort of house. They wanted those layers.
I don't know whether you've noticed or not, but there's quite a lot of marble in this place, and you went overseas to source it, I believe.
In this house, we've got over 28 different types of natural stone. And the problem with having so many is that a lot are not really on display at any showroom, and so I took a trip to Italy.
Glad you brought it back. Hand luggage.
It was a few extra suitcases to get where we are, but it was about 400 slabs in total. You know, there's a lot of challenges here with how it's constructed, especially with some of these pieces that are on the ceilings.
This dream home took almost 4 years to construct, and when you see the finishes, you can see why. The owners obviously love their marble, not only using it for ceilings, walls and bench tops, but also as a mosaic.
We've got this flooring that the designers call Palladiano, and essentially we bought the slabs of marble, broke it up into the most natural looking pieces, laid them as if they were tiles, and then poured terrazzo around them, and then spent the lengthy process of grinding and polishing until they were, you know, pristine to the way they are today.
Another exquisite feature of this build is the array of lights on display, lights that were a challenge in themselves.
The interior designer, Greg Natali, supplied all the feature decorative lights. A lot of the lighting on this house came from overseas, ex-hotel lighting, whether it's Milan or Paris or, you know, anywhere else in Europe, some from America. So it definitely had its difficulties. You're talking about vintage lights, a lot of them that had to be rewired. Some of them couldn't be just because of the way they were, and so we had to find alternate solutions to making them work. So it was definitely a larger challenge than just chucking a few chandeliers up.
Right, so some of them, you have vintage lights and you have to rewire them and make sure that they're going to stay up.
Exactly.
And be safe.
And the amount of work to put some of them up without damaging the ceilings that took months and months and months of work was, I think, the biggest challenge. I think everyone was scared to work anywhere near these ceilings.
Yeah. One of the more challenging light installations is on display in the media room. Yeah, it's wonderful. This lighting, extraordinary.
It is, yeah, again. I think this was actually one of the most difficult pieces that we installed in the house.
How come?
It was originally white, that's for starters, and had to get repainted black and refinished and to match this room.
And so you've got a great place to hang out, watch TV, but you've also got this, we can look straight through and you've got the view too when you want it. And...
Exactly, you get, the view of garden on both sides of you and this, lovely cross ventilation as well when you open the doors.
Incredible. So this, everywhere you look, the detail is extraordinary.
Yeah, we went to a lot of effort as per the designers.
Everything fits, everything has a purpose. Nothing feels like it's just been thrown down. Mate, it's very swish, I like it. And this atrium is amazing for letting out all this natural light in. It goes all the way down, doesn't it?
We had to do this to keep this natural light flowing through the house. The clients really wanted that natural light-filled house. So that's why the bridge has got these large voids so it can wash down.
You're getting all this light in during
all
the
throughout
day.
the house.
And this stairwell is extraordinary, mate.
A lot of hard work has gone into this staircase.
What, you didn't just get this from Bunnings?
They were out of stock. Pretty much everything's unique. We've put a bronze balustrade all the way around. Again, it's been custom designed, just like this Christopher Boots, unique piece, specifically for this house.
It's so well with all the other lighting in the house.
Definitely.
And what have you done with the, what coating's on that?
So these stairs were fully skimmed smooth, and then to match the rest of the house, I've got a gloss painted finish.
Yeah, mate, that's a beautiful finish. Another feature with impeccable finish is the wood panel walls, affectionately known as cricket bats. The triangular wall panelling runs through the entire house, and Luigi and his team used around 3,500 lineal metres, all meticulously installed by hand. And the timber work is extraordinary. Every nail hidden.
Yeah, glued and secret nailed all of this American oak to not create sort of any imperfections and give that seamless finish.
And it just gives a sense of warmth, doesn't it? It just softens all the marble and the white and the brass.
Definitely a big relief element to the house.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Alrighty. My kind of room, buddy.
The bar?
The bar. This is more marble?
Yeah, another couple of slabs just, floating around down here.
This is what's hidden in here.
Oh, someone has to cook sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, even the exhaust is custom made.
A lot of work in this arrangement.
All the storage in the world. Drinks on tap. Mate, I love this room. Coming up after the break, this incredible house tour continues with a tunnel that would make Maxwell Smart proud. Holy dooly! This is our Get Smart moment you're talking about.
It is. This is the tunnel.
Set amongst stunning landscape grounds, even the pool is a work of art in Luigi's marble house. Oh, wow, mate. This is where you want a pool, isn't it? We can see this wonderful view.
Probably the best pool in Sydney.
And these are these tiles, this mosaic. Tell me the process about this again.
So, since it's designed to look like a mural or a piece of art, we essentially built the whole pool, measured it up, and then every single sheet of mosaic was numbered and lettered and had a specific place in the pool. You get one shot at a pool like this.
It is delightful, isn't it? Absolutely delightful. And before I go, there's one last place that needs to be explored, and that's the tunnel that runs under the house to the garage.
The house is built on sandstone, so just the sheer excavation was a feat in itself. We excavated on the project probably 8 or 9 months.
Oh, wow.
Of sawing and rock hammering, and essentially carved out a large channel through the rock and then built the house up off of that tunnel. So it was definitely a task and a half.
What's it, 40 metres as well?
Yeah, I think it's about 35, 40 metres. It's got some decent length to it. And, you know, it's about, I think, 16 metres below the lowest ground floor section. So it's definitely got some weight to it, that tunnel. It's got these little pockets and enclaves that really open it up and make it feel larger than, I think, what it is. And that's where you've got some of that gold leaf tiling work and pendant lighting. I think without that, it would have felt claustrophobic.
Wooly dooly. This is our get smart moment you're talking about.
It is. This is the tunnel.
And this is, we're going right underneath. What's up the top?
Correct. So all the house is built, or half the house is built above this tunnel.
Yeah.
You've got the pool.
When are we under the pool? Another 20 metres?
Yeah, about another 10 metres from now.
Okay, we're still going. And this is the infamous gold leaf tiling. It's absolutely beautiful. Tell me about this.
So each space was measured completely to suit its opening so that we end up finishing with full tiles.
So there's no cut tiles anywhere, so it's perfectly to scale.
It's what the designers wanted and it's what we've delivered.
And they're replicated all the way down.
All the way through.
And when you finally reach the garage, the feeling of being in a movie continues.
The brief for the garage was really like the Batcave.
Yeah.
Even the way that you enter and the lights, you know, that they come on in rows on the ceiling, exactly the same way they do in the movies, was really important to them.
Oh, extraordinary. Now, we're here because of the Master Builders, of course. Now, you're a member of the Master Builders. Why is it important for you to be a member, and what does it do for you professionally?
I think the biggest reason why I'm part of the Master Builders is for the educational side. I feel that when I was at school, there probably wasn't enough focus or assistance or information actually on construction. My father was a part of the Master Builders when he had his own business. And, you know, I know that they've been there as a foundation, so it only made sense for me to join up when I got my builder's license.
This is more than a house, it's an experience. Everywhere you look, it's perfectly crafted and considered. And ultimately, it's a testament to the builder's ability to turn a vision into a reality.
Throughout this series, we've had unrivaled access to some of this year's contenders for the Master Builders Awards.
Each of them are spectacular in their own right, and these are just from the New South Wales division. But who are the Master Builders?
Well, Australia's first Master Builders Association was established in Sydney in 1873. It was to provide a unified voice for our building and construction industry, to offer advice, knowledge, education and apprenticeships for those in the trade. It quickly grew across Australia, and already in New South Wales alone, they have 8,000 members and over 8 regional offices. And today, Tim is talking to the Awards and Events Manager, Amanda Kelly.
Amanda, how long have the MBA Awards been going for?
The Excellence in Housing Awards have been going for over 40 years, I'd say. I think they started it in the early 1980s.
So next week we're going to see the awards on TV. What can people expect, or what can people gain from them when they're watching and they're thinking about building themselves?
Yeah, I think what you're going to see is some of the best building that's happening in the last 12 months, or some places take 3 years, so it's probably longer than that. And it's just amazing just to see the guys. You see them on site and they've got their work gear on, and then you see them in these beautiful suits, and
they scrub up all right.
They do, and I think it takes them longer to get ready than maybe some other people, because they've got to scratch off all the paint and plaster and concrete off them. So it's just really lovely to see the entrance in a different environment.
And it's also what a wonderful way to celebrate your industry and all get together.
That's it. There's so many negatives about this industry sometimes, and some of the builders don't get the recognition or the praise they do deserve. And when we have award nights like this, it's just an opportunity for them to show the world how great they are. So the award nights really mean a lot to the industry, I believe.
Our love affair with the Australian home isn't going anywhere. Why is it so important to
to celebrate the building industry with the awards?
You know, it's so important because our builders do such amazing work. They're building our dream homes. We all love to watch renovation shows, and how much better to have it straight from the builder. You know, we're getting the true story of what building is really about.
So I've got this idea. I want to build a house on top of an escarpment. Only thing is, the rocks keep falling away. There's no real foundation, just boulders. It'll be easy, right? Kilometres south of the Sydney CBD, Earlwood sits between the southern bank of the Cooks River and the northern bank of Walleye Creek, meaning there are plenty of waterfront parks and reserves. Our next property is a luxurious example of engineering skill. I mean, what house doesn't need a bridge over a moat? Some people call it a pool, but very important to be separating the parents' retreat from the kids' area. Passionate builder Rick is the man behind One Up Building. Awarded New South Wales Young Builder of the Year in 2019, his innovative solutions to realise his client's vision is gaining him an enviable reputation. But he needed all his passion and wits to construct this building, a luxury home perched on top of an escarpment in Earlwood. Described as the Halo House, this home was beset with challenges from the very beginning. Rick, first things first, this house is extraordinary, so congratulations.
Thank you.
But I'm tipping that when I drove here today and pulled up, I was probably seeing something slightly different to what you saw when you pulled up a few years ago. Am I right?
Absolutely. The whole front facade was completely dilapidated. All the rock was falling away, and we had to really rehabilitate the land before we could even start. This was designed to be set in stone, and that's a pretty straightforward building process. But as we uncovered the early works, all this rock fell away. So we're faced with, do we go back to the drawing board from a design perspective, or do we make this work? We knew the vision, we knew what they wanted to achieve. So we spoke to the engineer. We are now sitting on a cantilevered footing system that the house perches across, and it's an absolute masterpiece when you turn up. Now, all that's come from a challenging situation, but we've turned that negative into a positive.
Tell me about your beloved Halo. And what is it? What is the Halo?
Well, it is called the Halo House for a very good reason. The Halo hides our internal blinds through here, and on the external of the Halo, it hides our external blinds. Within that structure, too, is all the steel frame. So that halo is actually doing a very big structural element for the house, but hiding a large amount of services as well. So it's a very functional and aesthetic.
Tell me about some other features. What's the real standouts in this house, in this build?
I've got to love the pool window. Yeah. But part of that design and development stage and uncovering all the rocks, we're able to pull all that pool equipment under the house. And the reason why there's so much of it is because we run the spa and the pool on two separate systems.
Right.
So you can have a 40-degree spa and then go have a swim in your 25-degree pool. That's an awesome feature.
Well, it is stunning, and I want to have a bit of a closer look around the house, so should we go have a look?
Absolutely.
Now, Rick, these rocks look ideal for rock climbing, not so much to build a house on. How did you make it work?
With all these anchor rods here that you see, so the whole front facade was dilapidated and we couldn't even build on it. So we've got 20 of these across the whole escarpment here, pinning the mountainside back just to enable us to start construction. But that then opened up another bunch of opportunities, which is just around the corner.
Rick, this is a pretty mind-blowing entrance. Does it always look like this?
No, it was never designed to be this way. This is a massive wedge here. This whole front seam fell away and we had to rehabilitate that whole front area. But that's been our biggest success over the job because now we've provided this perfect pedestrian entrance to come in.
Yeah.
And we have a house now that cantilevers over a cliff face, and it's such a dramatic entrance now to the property.
Now this is a garage door.
Absolutely.
I've never seen anything bigger.
And an engineering feat in itself.
Right.
So it's 9 metres wide. We had to custom make the door.
Let's go in. Oh, okay, well, it's not just a garage. It's time for a workout. Rick, I'm not joking when I say my whole apartment could fit in this garage.
It's pretty big, it's pretty big.
And it's not only a garage, it's a gym and it's a pole dancing studio.
I didn't put the pole in.
Look, if you're not going to give it a go, I will.
Let's see.
Never done it before, but...
Go. It absolutely works.
Oh my God, will it ever stop? This garden is beautiful. A little bit of lavender. Tell me about the trees that were here when you first got here.
Yeah, they had a lot of native Kenya palms throughout the place here. We relocated them all. So as part of the demolition process, we came in, salvaged them all, and found them new homes to give those trees a new life as opposed to just put them in the chipper.
So special. Finally, heading inside the Halo house, the attention to detail is every bit as stylish and innovative as the outside. The master bedroom.
Absolutely.
I love how the bathroom sort of is a part of the room. The no doors, luxurious bath. I am loving these lights hanging over the bath, and then you've got the skylight above.
So that washes light down during the day.
This looks like corrugated iron, but it's tiles.
It is. They're individually laid, and throughout the house, every bathroom has a similar tile.
And that sense of seamless flow continues throughout the rest of the house. My favourite room in any house, the kitchen.
Absolutely, we're here.
Fridge.
Fridge.
But what about this one?
Let's have a look.
It's another room.
It's our concealed pantry through
Oh.
the back here, yeah.
A little wine fridge.
So as we come out of the pantry, you'll notice the handle detail that we've done there carries all the way around as a datum for all the other living joinery.
What's behind here?
So we've concealed the TV behind there, yeah. So if you slide that panel,
Oh, wow.
so the space doubles as entertaining.
The final effect of this house, absolutely stunning. This house also demonstrates just how much a builder brings to a site, elevating the property and really bringing it to life. Up next, a unique house that feels like it's growing out of the rock it's built on.
Speaking to you from a secret underground wine cellar. I feel like I'm on the set of the new Bond film.
In the bushland south of Newcastle sits a very unique property that aims to blend in with the natural bushland surrounding it. If you want a home built on the coastal strip of eastern Australia in harsh conditions, boutique company Ledbury Constructions are the team for the job. On this bush site perched on a steep incline, attention to structural integrity is paramount, as you can see with bunkering. The bunkering is a total concrete and glass construction, dug into the rock. In fact, it looks like it's actually emerging from the rock. It's imposing and majestic, and to build it was a feat of ingenuity.
This house is immaculately executed to the tiniest detail. All the concrete was formed and poured on site, meaning all the measurements and placements had to be absolutely correct first time. All glass panels are custom fit and slide back, allowing for ventilation and a true alfresco experience. And Another smart feature are these water drainage channels. The builders have laid piping all under the rocks here to ensure all excess water is drained away from the property. They've even added texture to the roof and outside walls. Using Oregon planking, it really softens the appearance and makes it feel a little bit more organic. And speaking of blending in with your surroundings, these rooftop gardens are newly established, but over time they're going to grow and eventually be indistinguishable from their bush surroundings.
What a wonderful house. It must be great to come back to it and see it like this.
Yes, it's always enjoyable. Beautiful spot.
So it's a feat of construction, isn't it? Tell me about the construction process for this home.
Well, concrete construction is always difficult. You only get one chance to get it right. There's a lot of excavation into the rock surface, and then the building was actually sculpted into the rock to make it the concrete look was coming out of the rocks. Being off-form concrete inside and out, all the services need to be run within each pour. So, you know, tapware, shower heads, curtain tracks, lighting, power points, even, you know, art rails all get poured in the concrete, so they're all placed in before you pour, and you only get one chance at it. Concrete construction is very nerve-wracking.
What do you do it?
That's a challenge.
Yeah. And the concrete moves the whole time, so how did you have to prepare for that?
There's compensation in the tracks, in the window tracks, and the window and the glass is space above them, so the concrete can come down slowly.
And it'll keep moving for a while?
Yeah, over 30 years, yeah.
It's called the bunker house. Does it feel like a bunker to you?
No, not to me. Travertine floors and the timber all softens it up. Glass and the stainless steel. There's no painting in the whole house. So.
And there's no plasterboard?
No plasterboard.
Extraordinary. In terms of materiality, we're in the bush here and we're near the ocean. The materiality means that it's a low-maintenance house, isn't it?
It's all like it'll stand the test of time. Nothing that needs maintenance as such. So it's a very low-maintenance building.
The simplicity of this building is deceiving, though, because the limited palette means that everything is on show. Like these stunning cantilevered stairs.
Each tread was built individually on the tennis court and poured out there and finished, and then it's basically bolted into the wall. Yeah, it was quite a challenge actually getting him into the building and then get him in the right position. We put some adjusting threads in there so we could get them exact and level them up so that we could adjust them once they were in. 5mm shadow around them, so they've got to be perfect, yes.
What happens if I get the tape measure out?
Within a millimetre.
The exacting work doesn't stop there. Considering all the tracks are laid when the concrete was poured, the transitions within this house are seamless.
I mean, it's multiple tracks. It's like a railway station around here. You've got this lot, and then these screens. Pretty beautiful work, mate. Look at that.
Coming up next, there's so much more of this property to explore. After the break, we hear the judge's take on this magnificent home.
This program is brought to you by Cbus, making hard work pay off. Don't worry, it's Wattle. Master Builders Insurance Brokers, your industry specialists. Oh, what a feeling. Chat to Chatswood Toyota. Standards Australia. Imagine a world without standards. And Florence Magazine, constructing a new perspective.
Located on the central New South Wales coastline, the Bunkerin is surrounded by national parks and bushland. And the landscaping certainly plays into it.
Yeah, it's meant to blend into its environment, you know. So the roofs are meant to morph into the surrounds, and it's built into the side of the rock shelf. It looks like it comes out of the rock, you know. Obviously the landscaping's super important to make it blend in.
The rooftop gardens not only look spectacular, they also aid in taking up the heat in summer and keeping the house warmer during winter, making this an energy-efficient home as well. But don't just take our word for it. For an expert opinion, we asked our judge. Steve, how are you, buddy?
Very well.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Now, this is a house worth judging, isn't it?
Oh, yes. This is something quite different to what we normally judge.
All right. Should we have a look inside?
Yeah, why not?
Let's do it. This is some pretty impressive concrete. You rate this work pretty highly?
Oh, yes. As you can see, it's not only off form, but it's also curved. And these round holes here, these are the snap ties where they tie the two lots of formwork together so that you don't get any air bubbles, and that's how you get that lovely smooth finish.
Right, and I mean, what's the process for off-form concrete?
Basically, you put reinforcing steel, and then on each side you put formwork, and whatever shape you want, whether you want round or square or whatever, and then you fill it with concrete. You've got to make sure that you've got no foreign bodies in it, like no gum leaves or bits of wire or anything like that in there, so that you get that nice, perfect finish. And also with colour of the concrete. Yeah. You've got to be careful that comes from the same batching plant and it's the same materials in it, so you get that constant colour.
Because especially if you're in a house like this, you're building in sections, so you could have different colourings all the time.
Yeah.
Is this some of the most exacting building that comes into play?
Yes, because there's nowhere to hide. It's not like you can hide it behind an architrave or a skirting or a bit of gyprock. Yeah. You know, what you see is what you get.
Despite its imposing concrete structure, this property has managed to achieve a lightness and naturalness that feels so at home in this environment. And one of the rooms that exemplifies this the most is my favourite room, the cellar. Mate, this is an incredible room. Tell me about the process of carving it out.
There was a large excavator with a rock hammer for the initial. It took 3 to 4 weeks just to get the bulk out, and then a smaller excavator to chisel a bit further, then hand tools and that as well to finally get it to look like it is.
And then laying a slab.
Yeah, laying the slab, and then all the walls around are all scribed into the rock too, so make it look like the concrete's coming out of the rock.
The Bunkerin is a truly original property. Its series of concrete pavilions built to embrace nature and eventually become one with it. The choice to build with concrete in this remote block was definitely a courageous one, but it will ultimately prove to be robust, fire-resistant and maintenance-free, each year growing into its natural beauty. Even now, it's hard to tell where the home starts and stops. To find out who will win this year's most coveted Master Builder Awards, tune in next week. This program was produced in conjunction with the Master Builders Association, proudly representing the building industry since 1873.